Hey, what is up everybody, Platform Disciple here, and today we are going to be opening as much of the Rebellion stuff as I can. We're gonna have to wait and see because I'm a little confused about what I'm allowed to open and what I'm not. I've already opened a 10-pack. I've opened one booster of the 10-pack. The rest of the stuff is in there. The booster opened fine. Then I tried to do the the title, the Rebel, and as you can see, well, there's something wrong there. And in addition, until I restarted the game, I couldn't move items from my inventory into the opening area. So we're gonna stick to the boosters, but we have a lot of them, so there's plenty of stuff to look at there. And I'm gonna be making a video reviewing cards in the set later. It's actually probably going to be a video for each faction, seems appropriate. And looks like we're already got pretty lucky. And I mean, because we haven't seen these cards yet, I am going to at least talk about them a little. Martyr of Chaos, which, by the way, in the previous video, I showed the DoD equivalent of this. There's a few different Martyr cards. Z is for DoD. So this card, by comparison to Z, this card is disgustingly powerful. If you manage to get it out while you're ahead, this card will win you the game. If you're behind, it might not win you the game. It's worth noting, and you have to survive till turn 10. But if you survive till turn 10 and have control of the board and you play this, it's over. Very, very good. We already saw this guy host the Ancestors, and we have some cards from the previous waves. I'm going to ignore talking about those. And we have Time for Fun, which is the card that we do have access to an alt art version of. It's definitely not a competitive card, I don't think, but it's a very fun one and could make for some really interesting matches. Let's move on. We have a lot of stuff to look at, so I can't spend too much time talking about everything. Actually, I should probably be clicking the open all button. Little Timmy Bot. This card's bonkers good. Ashes to Ashes kills a character in the assault zone, then puts Dust to Dust in your hand, which kills a character in the defense zone, and puts Ashes to Ashes in your hand. So you can theoretically go back and forth between these two cards. It's very strong. One thing that's worth noting is I think Ashes to Ashes is generally better. Killing a character in the assault zone generally is more important, in my opinion. It's also worth noting that after you have played Ashes to Ashes, your opponent can very easily play around Dust to Dust and vice versa. And we have Time Stopper, who does not allow initiative to be swapped between players. Very, very interesting effect, and he doesn't have bad stats for his cost. I just don't know how to take advantage of his effect. Oh, I don't want to open these alt art yet, so I don't know what'll happen. Let's keep going. Yeah, open all. What am I doing? Open all. Ixie, we've already seen that. We've already seen everything here except Fight Another Day, which returns a character from the battlefield to its owner's hand. Seems very good. It's not quite Death Ray, but it's still quite good. And it's also worth noting that Tech Knight did get a little buff, you know, or he, I don't know, gets +3/+3 now when you overcharge it with a Genesis card. So slightly better than before. Still not exactly something I'm excited about, but better than before. And we have got our first plat foil, Red Tape. Target character is moved to the command zone. Now that is a really, really good card, I think, and also a very interesting effect because you could use it on your own character as a way of protecting them, I guess. It's a little weird. But target character anywhere, so you can hit things in the support zone or the battlefield. So paying one more for Stumble to put it in the command zone where they're going to have to pay for its cost again, that's massive. And we've already seen all of these guys. So once again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about them or any time talking about them. Let's go. All right, we got another Time Stopper. Seen this before. Shun Howl's Urn is definitely something worth talking about because this is a win condition card for Descendants of the Dragons that opens up, I think, a couple different kinds of decks. Once again, though, I want to make a video reviewing all the cards later, so I don't want to talk too much about it. Destroy target location. Its controller's fortress takes 10 damage. It's an alternative to Consecration. And Acquire, I like this card a lot. Draw 3 cards from your opponent's deck. Something I want to note there is that you can actually make a mill deck, a real mill deck, one that forces your opponent to run out of cards in your deck instead of, you know, just a grindy deck. All right, Gorgon Beam. It's something. It's intended for a Omnitron deck, I think. Very cool card. I would like it to be good. I don't know if it is good. And Placebotron, little joke about placebo. It's also this, but it doesn't do anything. Might be a reference to Magic the Gathering's Null Rod or Dark Steel Ingot, or maybe it's not Ingot. Dark Steel Indestructible 0-mana hockey puck. And the Biginator. I love his dance. I don't know if he's very good. I love his dance, though. Okay. More time for fun. Another Gorgon Beam. Wild Hunt. This is a card advantage card. Anything that gives you card advantage is good. It's low cost too. It's 2 costs, has the ability to draw you 2 or 3 cards. Pretty nice. Luca, Rebellion Leader. This is massively powerful against certain matchups, especially Veror. Dust to Dust. There's the alternative. We already saw Ashes to Ashes. And Raziel the Solitary. I want to throw this out there. This card's such a for Breath of Fresh Air compared to Chlor, because the cards are very easy to compare. But Raziel is, in fact, an uncommon. So if Raziel turns out to be as powerful as Chlor does, you won't have to feel like you are being locked out of the game by his rarity. Okay, what have we not seen? Angel's Protection. Target character gets untouchable until the end of the turn, and it's preemptive. Very good effect, I think. And Declarius's Edict. You may overcharge it twice. The next ability your opponent plays has no effect. And if you did overcharge it twice, then you put this back in your hand and you can keep doing it. Did this relocate? It's a little weird. Whatever. Could that be because... Could have something to do with maybe I'm allowed to open them now. Helix Worm. Damn, for an uncommon. This guy is a beast. Wow. Can't wait to see this come out in Rift Run. He's definitely something. Also worth noting is that he's a 24/24, so he... Oh, I thought that was 25. I lied. He can still get Dragon Collared. But this is a pile of stats. This thing's definitely... I mean, like, once again, until testing, we don't know how good they are. But that card, right off the bat, definitely, to me, says that paying 10 mana is worth it. And there's Lilariah the Rebel, the card that we already have alternate arts of, so opening them is not really great, but it's still cool to have. We've already seen Duke Rushington, Morningstar, Wave Clearer. I'm going to quickly check my phone. Cut this out of the video. All right. So this guy, if he gets overcharged, your next character has charge, which is pretty interesting, especially if the character... I'm not sure if it can affect a character you played in the same turn, but we'll test it. All right. Boo, boo, boo. Open. Okay. Glory of the Empire. This card is something very interesting. It's kind of similar to Warcry. Wild Hunt again. Defiance. This is a weird one because I don't know whether you ought to use it as removal or whether you ought to use it as a buff. But it's also versatile. You can use it as either, which is definitely good. Looking at some things we've seen before. Canopy Defender. Kind of lame, in my opinion. But once again, who knows? And also, it does help fill a weakness that Warpath has against flying characters. We've got another foil, Ashes to Ashes. That's a pretty nice one to get. Lilariah, the Fate Twister. This is a really, really weird one. At the start of the game, if it's your commander, choose a turn. Your opponent does not see the chosen turn, and if you would lose that turn instead, you reset your health and morale. So if you make the right call, then damn, you are in business. And if you don't make the right call, then you sacrificed, it's an opportunity cost, you sacrificed an actual commander card. Who knows, though? All right. All the humans are dead. This is an end game Overseer's card that just wipes your opponent's board clean. And Rancid, once again, whoa, another 10 cost, humongous character, and this guy is brutal. Oh man, it hoses sleepers so hard. It hoses token decks. It's like removing your opponent's graveyard from the game is a good effect in itself. Getting a 10 cost giant guy is even better. We've already seen these before, so we're going to be seeing a lot of repeats. We are opening a lot of packs, so another epic. Declarius the Law. If he's on the battlefield, the first character in your opponent's assault zone cannot attack, so that's pretty nice. He's got good stats. I think he's pretty good. It's hard to tell though. Painstone. All non-combat damage you deal to characters is increased by 2. Second Wind, this is one of the better DoD cards, I think. One of the better cards that DoD got. And Entangle, it's kind of like removal. It's low cost, so can't go wrong with that, I think. Another foil, nice. Foil Entangle. We got Bombard, which anything that looks like Flamed on Commando is pretty good. Fiery Ascension, that is definitely a powerful effect, but it's very telegraphed, so I don't know. But, I mean, you can do some crazy things with that. Nothing new there. I'm tempted to open all this other stuff in front of it just to get it out of the way. We can try it. I can't promise what'll happen. All right. Evict. Target character on the battlefield is returned to its hand. It costs 3 more. It's very similar to the other card we saw. Costs 1 more and it's 1 less purity, but its effect is much, much more powerful. So I think it's pretty good. Opponent plays with their hands revealed. That's a very, very strong effect, but it does cost 4. And Madness, discard your hand. That is madness, to say the least. We'll have to wait and see if that's playable. It's a very, very specific effect, that's for sure. There we go. We got Strength of the Unity. We've already seen this, but I just brought it up because I actually didn't have any yet. Daude's Honor Guard, 6 cost, takes 4 damage from 4 less damage. Ooh. Well, that's a lot better than 4 damage. 4 less damage from all sources can be very potent. Might be extremely hard or impossible for some decks to kill. He costs a lot, but you have the chance for him to be very powerful. And we're having our first legend. Oh, wait, no, we already got him at legendary. We got the Martyr. We're having another legendary. Marina the Selfless, and I think this is a very important one. So it can be used either to safeguard one of your important characters, or it can be used to take control of a character provided that you can kill it. Either way, super, super strong. I think, once again, we don't know. Open all, all right. Red tape, once again. I think we've seen everything else here. And we're actually going to take a minute to open this other stuff that's in the way. Ah! We gotta wait. So why don't we just do the packs? Oh, another legendary. Martyr of Life, once again. Another martyr card, and this guy is really something. The stats alone are not bad, which is worth noting. When you're paying 10 and it's got those stats, in addition to an extremely powerful effect, it's definitely something. Another foil, nice one. Biginator, getting big. Nature's Wish. I'm not sure if that purple band, that might be an accident. Probably is. But it's the wish for the Warpath. It has 3 very powerful effects, I think. The remaining 2, or the last 2 are very situational, but the first one is probably what you're going to see most of the time. Counterspell seems super, super strong. I'm liking that Overseers is getting a lot of reactive cards, or I don't know if I guess it's weird to call them reactive, but cards that allow you to play around your opponent's cards. Destroy a unique character for 4, regardless of its zone, is definitely not bad. That's Price of Fame. And we've already seen all of these before. And once again, if you don't feel I have talked enough about the cards that I've opened, fear not, I'm making more videos talking about the cards. And if you feel I've talked too much, then don't watch those next videos. Dragon of the Autumn Wind. Wow, this card is so good. If you can pay for it, of course. Man, the fact that it has haste is just so huge. Like, that is a game ender for sure. Here's another new one. Peaceful Garden. All characters do 2 less damage, and I know I said I don't know if DoD is going to get the cards that are going to slow down the game enough to take advantage of something like Z, but that card slows down the game a lot. That is very strong. Another foil. Nice little Timmy Bot. Nice. Did I miss one? I might have missed one. It's all right. We're opening a lot of packs, and it was a common or an uncommon, so if we haven't seen it yet, we're going to see it again. It would be very unlikely not to see it. Nice. Another Dragon of the Autumn Wind. Okay. Tulio, not bad. Ashes to Ashes. Seen those cards before, though. That is a lot of packs. And there are some people that had much more than me. I managed to get, I think, 120 something, which is pretty good. I'm going to probably have most of the cards. I mean, if we get lucky, we get all the legendaries, but I think we would have to get very lucky. But we're doing pretty well so far. Rapid Iteration. Very, very easily comparable to Upgrade. I don't know which one's better. There are situations where one's better. There's situations where it's not better, but... Ooh, another Nature's Wish. And we have a couple others we haven't seen. Rapier Fanatic. Very, very, very aggressive card. Does a lot of damage, but he dies. So, I don't know. Spirit Guide. It's got good stats, and it's got a good effect. I just don't know if the stats are good enough or if the effect is good enough. But it's good, is what I think. A lot of people were concerned that DoD did not get as many powerful cards as the other factions, but I think the key thing to note is that the way in which DoD's cards are powerful is very different. That that, like, for example, Spirit of Vengeance, if it would die to a kill effect, instead it returns to support zone and gets +5/+5. In certain matchups, that's extremely powerful. Other matchups, it's useless. And you can also, depending on what your deck, you could kill it yourself and try to buff it. I don't know if that's smart or not, but we've seen all of these before. I'm super happy of getting all these nice new cards. We have a lot of good stuff going on for Infinity Wars right now. All characters on your opponent's battlefield become entangled. That is really strong. All of them. For 2. Whoa. That's I mean, I guess situationally it might not do anything nice. We got our another legendary. Pack Mentality is one we haven't seen yet. That's in the right deck, very, 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 very good. And we got another Marina the Selfless, but that's good because I think out of all the legendaries, provided that I'm remembering correctly, that is the one that you want duplicates of the most, more than the others. Okay, nobody new here. This is going to be a long video. Foil. Nice. Another red tape. That might have been one of the foils I already had too, which is pretty sweet. Because if we get 3 foil red tapes, then we have the full playset foil, which is sweet. Oh shoot! I cleared too fast. I didn't see what we got. I saw the epic was No More Heroes, so that's the important one. Another foil. Price of Fame. Cool. Death Blast. It's the first one we've seen with a plat border, I think. This is my first time doing an opening video anywhere. I mean, obviously, like, I haven't had the channel for that long. I think this is my only opening video. I think I actually opened alternate art fights, but I'm not used to recording while I have very little going on, in terms of the game. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm so psyched to have these cards, and like, it's bringing joy to my heart. Joy to get these cards. It's just that I don't know how much I can say to you, because I want to go through fast. Sin, the Hope of Dawn, is a card that I think is definitely has competitive viability. All right, another Nature's Wish, but that's a good one once again. I like the Wish cards a lot. There's Descendants of the Dragons. Oh, sweet. Descendants of the Dragons and Exiles do not have a Wish card. I think that might be it. There might be one more faction without the Wish card, but Martyr of Death just kills everybody. And the stats are not bad, but my personal opinion is that killing everything is an effect that is not that far from what Veror can already do, and also 10 cost for that versus the 11 for Calamity. It's, I don't know. Admittedly, the Calamity is very good, and being able to do something similar to the Calamity a turn earlier is also very good. So who knows? That might actually be better than Calamity circumstantially, because you can kill everything and have 10 open mana compared to previous turns. And I say mana, but I mean resources. Same thing. And once again, we are going to be seeing a lot of repeats, and there's not too much I have to say when there are repeats. I'm trying to keep the video a little interesting for you guys, but when I see a repeat card, because I don't want to talk forever about each card, and I want to move through the packs, I just have to ignore it for the most part. Declarius' Edict again. It's interesting that Declarius' Edict and Counterspell are so similar. They take up a, like, I mean, actually, to be fair, you could use them in the same deck and just have your deck stacked with that effect. But it's definitely worth noting that those cards, for the most part, are going to compete with each other in terms of whether you should use one or the other. And I think Declarius' Edict compared to Counterspell, Declarius' Edict is more potent for a control deck, whereas Counterspell is a much more aggressively costed card because it costs one less, and an aggressive deck is never going to opt to overcharge it unless they're already really, really ahead. Regicide, heads up. I want to talk a little about that card because I actually have tested it now. I didn't make a video, but when I had talked about Regicide in the past, I said I was unsure of how good it was, largely because those two factions together are hard to figure out what to do. But I built a very token-themed Veror and Overseer's deck, and Regicide turns out to be super, super, super powerful, like, in some matchups, especially matchups where they have characters that you have a very good understanding of when they're coming out of the command zone. Like, for example, Chlor almost always comes out on turn 1. Regicide kills him on turn 1. Decks that use things like Support Drone in the commander, not Support Drone, Splitter Robot in the command zone, it's very easy to tell. And here we go. Another Martyr of Death. So if this turns out to be one that's very good, one that you want multiple copies of in your deck, I am getting closer to having the full play set. All right, moving forwards. So some people, I think, which I don't understand, complained about the waves. Like, they wasted all their IP on the waves, and I use a ton of IP on the waves. If you wasted your IP when, I mean, maybe a really new player didn't know the plat cards were coming and the rewards were coming, but any experienced player should have known. Malignant, we haven't seen this yet. If you kill 2 or more characters in a single turn while he's in the graveyard, he comes back. This is so, so good for Veror, because you're always going to be killing a lot of characters, especially if you're playing a control deck. But the question is whether you can really take advantage of it. One thing you could do is you could play Sleepers and use Bury to get it in your graveyard. But either way, it's definitely a card that I think has a lot of potential. Declarius' Edict again. Declarius' Edict, the frame that's not animated has a lot, like, less iconic art than some other cards, I think. Like, for the most part, cards, and I'm not really, this isn't really a serious complaint, but for the most part, cards, the action is very centered on what you should be looking at. Even like when this is an ability card, you can very easily identify the card because your eyes are drawn to the center of the card. And this is also one we haven't seen yet, Strength of Leadership. It's like a +8/+8. It's a very powerful buff. Worth noting is that card could be used on your champions, and you cannot use higher calling on your champion. So having access to a buff that you could put onto Soul, for example, is quite potent. Especially because Soul has 2 lives, so you basically get twice the value of the effect in some sense, and he attacks 2 times, so Soul really takes advantage of that effect. Not that you can't put it on other champions, not that it's not good on them, but Soul is definitely what comes to mind. Raziel, though, that's also pretty big. I think Overseers got a lot of the cards they needed to get stronger. I think Overseers was one of the weaker factions at the moment. Whoa. Grimish, the Persuader. This is a card I wanted to talk about because holy crap. Holy hell. Let's talk about, holy moly. Let's talk about high risk, high reward. Oh man, if you want to go deep, if you want to put everything, your whole life, literally, on the back of one card, he is your man. His stats are insane. He's so strong for his cost, but you legitimately lose the game if he gets killed. Or leaves the battlefield, or maybe it wasn't leaves the battle, leaves play? I'm not sure. We'll see if he comes back around again, but the point is, like, whoa. That is a high risk, high reward card. I mean, it's very easy to tell why it's high risk, but why is it high reward? His stats are so good that you can take control of a game and be super, super aggressive with that card and potentially end the game, hopefully before they have a way to deal with them. Because if they have a way to deal with them, it's over for you. However, I believe he was worded so that you cannot use infiltration to give him to your opponent, which is very important because otherwise he would be too easy to win the game by giving your opponent him. Oh, go away. Go away, Avatar. We've almost gotten through 100 packs, a little over 100 packs. And we're getting another Peaceful Garden, so I think that's our play set of Peaceful Gardens. And like I said, I think that card has a lot of potential, really hoses aggro decks. Another Declarius. I hope I read that right and I've been pronouncing that right, but who knows. And once I've gotten through all these packs, we're going to try to get the other stuff going to alt arts and stuff, which some of you might care about more, some of you might care about less, because you all know that I have them and what they are, but maybe you want to see them more because either because you just like them, or maybe you haven't actually ordered as many packs as me and you just want to see what they're I don't know, live vicariously through me. There's another Luca Rebellion leader. Once again, very potent in certain matchups. Anything that hoses Math's death definitely merits some discussion. Declarius. So yeah, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I guess it could be Daclarius. I don't know. It is an A. Or maybe, I mean, I studied Latin in high school and college, so which syllable is given the most emphasis is pretty important in Latin. So when I see a word like Declarius, which even sounds a little Latin, I do care about which syllable you're going to put emphasis on. And we only have a few more left. We do have a pile of some one packs, and we do have the other stuff. Hopefully we get lucky here. Maybe we'll get a foil legend. That would be crazy awesome. Maybe we won't. I'm happy either way. We have already opened a pretty good number of legendaries. That might have been all of them. I'm not sure. You can check after. I got duplicates of a couple of them too, so. Okay. Yeah, I think we got every card in the set. I think. But who knows? And if we didn't, I'm gonna be opening normal versions of these packs in the future. So nice. We got another Declarius, and I think that was 3. 4 is the most you can include in a deck, 1 in the command zone, 3 in the deck. But I don't know if Declarius is a command zone sort of card. He's definitely good. The question is, like, do I want him in the command zone or not? And there are a lot of good cards to put in the command zone for Overseers already, let alone the new cards. Like Raziel the Solitary is definitely one I'm looking at a lot. There he is. I think that I mean, wow, we've got Raziel and Tempest as 1-drop super powerful uncommons that are champions, and both of them are very good in the command zone. And you can't really justify using both in the command zone, in my opinion. But if you did, Raziel would generally come out first as Tempest grows as you play cards. So who knows? I guess one thing worth saying is that Tempest is probably better in a deck that runs more Angels, of course, but also a deck that wants to swarm the Assault Zone more. Man, we got lucky on these little Timmy bots. We got a bunch of foils of him, and I think he's really good. So, like, he is definitely the Baby Bots deck that I've posted, the Genesis deck that I posted in a video a while back. That is definitely a new tool for that deck. I think the card's just so good. All right, and we're getting to the end of these packs, and then we're gonna try to get everything else. Time for fun, man. What a card. Getting to the bottom. Ooh, we got another foil. Sweet Helix Worm, and have we seen Spiritualize yet? Huh. We must have got unlucky on some of these uncommons. It fills the same slot as Pacifism and has more or less the same purpose, so I don't know which is better. You can run both, though, which is worth thinking about. Okay, and let's open these 1-packs. It's going to be annoying to go through all of them because they give me 1 booster. So, like, and I have to open all of them first. So I might just cut out the next couple minutes of the video. All right. We have finally opened all of the little 1-packs. I feel bad for anyone who got more than 10 of those. It takes a while to get rid of them all. And now we can open the actual boosters. Regicide. Feels bad, man, when you get... I mean, I'm getting platinum versions, so that's great, actually. But I would like to see if I'm getting an epic. One of the cards that we haven't, you know, discussed as much. There's a Spiritualize, so... If I didn't get enough of those, at least I've got a couple now. And you only need 3. It would just be sweet if I had the full playset. And 10 more. And we did get that 3rd Spiritualize. Got it. Nice, nice, nice. And Spiritualize, once again, don't know if it's... Because Pacifism, Spiritualize... ooh, a foil. Pacifism is very similar. Spirit Guide, not bad. I think Spirit Guide, like I said, not a bad card. We've got a lot of spirit-themed Descendants of the Dragons card. Saw someone in chat posting yesterday that they were hoping that we'd get something that would actually make spirits stronger if you had the spirits, which I think would be pretty interesting. But to be fair, of the spirit cards that came in the set, most of them actually affect your opponent. Of course, you could have cards that debuff your opponent's spirits, but I think being a spirit as a 3/3 flyer is already a debuff to almost every character in the game, so debuffing them more isn't that big of a deal. We haven't gotten Z as a legendary. We've got 5 more packs. You never know. Could get lucky here. But I am a realist. I am a pessimist. I I am not expecting to see any more legendaries in the last 4 packs, but I mean, maybe I'll get proved wrong. Maybe I won't. If I don't, once again, I'm very satisfied with the cards that I have gotten. Nice. There is the last Declarius that we needed for a full playset, the command zone included. Got quite a few Dragons of the Autumn Wind too. I don't think he is a card that you want to use that many duplicates of, but heck, if the first one doesn't win you the game, then I'm willing to bet the second or third one will, if you actually manage to survive that long. And that was our last pack. So now we have to look at the remaining loot, alt art, time for fun. And I'm a little worried that I wasn't going to get 4, but we got 4. So I'm glad that worked properly, even though I opened the 10 packs first. That's very, very good. I was a little concerned. Are they they're trade locked, which is questionable, seeing as I can only use 3 in a deck. I didn't think they'd be trade locked. I don't know what the 4th one is for then, if it's trade locked. I mean, because obviously if you could have 3 and then trade away the last one, that would make sense, but I can't do anything with the 4th one unless they add something into the game that lets me put it in the command zone. Pacify with the new art. Is it the animation, I saw the animated version in the client the other day. He's angry and then he gets sobered like this. But we didn't see the animation there, and now we got to add all these card backs to our account. And I'm definitely going to be using it. I mean, I can only use one at once, but we're definitely going to be using one. Avatars, I actually really like the avatar that I've been using recently from the Martyr Golem DLC. I do like the Lilariah the Rebel avatar though, and we got 2 of those because it came with the 10 pack, and we got a 10 pack and a 100 pack. We've already got the Rebel title. It didn't work, but I'm sure they'll fix it. If they haven't, they might even already have fixed it at this point, and if not, then I will have the world's longest error name title of all time, which I'm looking forward to, actually. Oh no, do I have a million of these from... Oh yeah, so this happened before. I can't move anything, so I actually have to restart my game, so I'll stop recording and start recording where we left off. All right, right back where we left off, and as you can see, the pre-orders are gone in the couple, well, I guess it wasn't a couple minutes. You guys know how long this video is, but as you can see, I can actually move the things now. Player already owns this prestige item, so it's hopefully, yeah, it's removed from my inventory. That's good. I don't want that thing in there for the rest of the time. Okay. I hope I got those. That would... Oh, man, that would suck. Oh, no. Do I have to restart the client again? Hi. Okay, well, the good news is that I got that recorded clearly. So... if I don't get the packs, or the alt arts, why don't we check? If I don't get them, the support team will help out. Oh no, we got them. Got 5. Not bad. And they are tradable. And wow, look at those 2 foiled Timmy bots. Sweet. And the only thing left is this card back. So actually, why don't we just call it a day? You guys don't need to see the card backs. Me opening the card backs. There's not much to see, and look at that. We have a lot of everything. But I think we missed Z, And there are some cards that we actually did not get playsets of, uncommons and some epics we didn't get the playsets of, so there's still a lot to look forward to in terms of opening more packs. Like, I would have liked to have more Malignants. Can always trade some stuff around, and we're just taking a look at everything. As you can see, some of them are from the waves, but not many. Z. Oh, the one card that we didn't get. This is my punishment for spoiling it early, isn't it? But out of all the cards, if that is not the one I am, like, if I had to pick one legendary to not get, that would have been the one I would have picked. And I will be reviewing all of these cards with a lot more detail in the near future. I'm very happy about the new set coming out, and I think there's a lot of high quality content that I can produce talking about the new cards, building new decks, testing new decks, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. So until next time, peace out.